And welcome back to another episode of LaVar Walker Daily Show podcast. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in. And we are back. And before I get this show started, I got to tell you guys where I'm going to be at. So, uh, damn, what is this? September 29th and 30th. I'm going to be at the Atlanta Comedy Theater. The Atlanta Comedy Theater right here in my neck of the woods, man. Make sure you get those tickets. You know, tickets are moving okay, a little bit slow, but pull up on your boy for real. You can get those tickets right there at lavarwalker.com/tour dates. And also, I will be at Tommy T's in Pleasanton, California. I'm going to be out there October 13th to the 15th. Shout out to Tommy T's. And please, please, please get out to the Atlanta Comedy Theater. Like I said, we're going to have a good time. I just wanted to bring something home to do it in my neck of the woods. I was looking at the tickets and I was a little bit, I ain't going to even lie to you. I ain't going to, I keep it a buck. I got a little bit down because it's just moving a little bit slow. But, in that moment, I just had to make that decision to say, you know what? It's going to be okay. That's right. Sometimes you get down, you got to make the decision to pat yourself on the back and be thankful for where you are and the things that you have already accomplished. Because sometimes I get down. Sometimes I take myself down. Sometimes I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's all humans, but sometimes you get sad and you just wanna lay down. You want to just lay down and just be depressed, and you feel like just laying down all day and shit and being sad. You really feel like, hey, when I open my eyes, everything will be okay and the problems will go away. But guess what? They're not. They're gonna be right there standing, looking at you when you open your eyes. They'll be right there over the bed. So you have to make a decision in the moment. You have to monitor that mind every day. That mind just runs like a gorilla, like a wild gorilla in the jungle, and you have to control it. It tells you certain things that are detrimental to you. And before I even continue this show, shout out to my lamp in the back. That lamp is my co-host. I saw y'all talk. Don't be talking about my lamp. I'm building out my studio and I'm trying to get it together. So I just wanted to put that lamp back there just for effect. Today went, picked my son up, read a couple emails, went through all the do, called the comedy club owner. You know, this journey of me doing stand-up comedy, it's a rewarding and rather humbling journey at the same time. But I love it. I love this shit. So I'm gonna stick with it. So let's go on and get into our show. And our first topic of today, man, this ex-NFL player, Sergio Brown. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Sergio Brown, they found his mama in a creek in the backyard of his home in Chicago, just in the creek. And they were looking for him, but turns out that Sergio is in Mexico. And he even did a video where he says, even though they found her body decomposed and dead in the creek, Sergio did a whole video saying that it was cap, it's not true. And for whatever reason, he's in Mexico, nowhere to be found. This is not sounding really good. I don't know what position this brother played, but if you did play a receiver position, a safety, a cornerback, whatever, you better run, because they gonna come get you. Hopefully the Mexican cartels won't hear about this because they'll snatch you up too. They typically do that, especially if it's in regards to elderly person or a child being harmed. Um, this is a rather unfortunate circumstance of event because, these football players, man, I don't know, man. I got my son in flag, but I don't know if I want to put him in regular football because these concussions ain't no joke. Like, man, this man, he could, I don't know. You know what I mean? Ain't I don't know all the evidence. I don't want to put it on that he did something to his mama or whatever, but it's looking highly likely. And he runs away to Mexico, and he's saying this is cap and it's not real, but they can't find him. So I listen, this CTE is serious business. You know, it seems like he was hallucinating. But can we really blame it on CTE because he knew to flee, right? You know what I'm saying? Like if you crazy or got like some type of mental health condition, it seemed like if you murder a person, you would just, just stand there when they come and you'll be eating the body or doing something that looked like something out of a Hannibal Lecter movie or some shit like that. So I don't know, man. This is a horrific situation. He's had mental health disorders. But when we think about just football and these young men just crashing into each other at astonishing rates, it's like you get in a car, like your job is to get in a car crash all day and just collide all day. Big old ass 278 or 350-pound linemen just running into you full speed. And with the laws of physics, you could be standing there, but he's running into you as fast as you're running into him. That's a whole physics thing. But even if you standing still, y'all are both colliding at the same force. And it's really cutting the lights off on some of these athletes, man. I'm seeing Adrian Bronner. He in the going up to McDonald's with no shirt on, just going in there hollering at people. It's very concerning. Like I don't know, man. This is rough. This mental health is real. It's real and it's serious. And speaking of the football, they were talking about the young man Travis Hunter, who plays with Deion Sanders at Buffalo, who got that horrific illegal hit, and they saying that his liver is lacerated. Like he lacerated his liver, which means he cut his liver and was having internal bleeding. So that nasty hit that that boy did could have killed that boy. If you know about anything about the liver, if somebody give you a liver shot, they could put you down. That means if somebody hits you like right, just a quick shot right below your rib cage on your right side, your ass going to sleep. So you could use that as a self defense mechanism, fella. But I don't know because I don't want anybody to, hurt anybody. But yeah, it's fortunate that that young man is healed, but liver laceration because that's big. The liver is a very very large organ. It processes bile, breaks down sugars. It does a lot. So for that young boy to get hit like that, man, that ain't right. And they need to suspend. They need to suspend that boy that hit him. That boy need to get on up out of there, straight up, because you don't. That's just nasty play. And I would send my prayers out to Dion and the Colorado Buffaloes because it's looking like these coaches now they want to play dirty. So he's gonna have to be careful. He's gonna have to protect his sons out there, Shadur and Shiloh. And the linemen gonna have to come in, man, because the Colorado Buffaloes are in a war right now. I mean, these coaches are in war rooms. They dirty, and the reality of it is they know they cannot compete with Dion. You know what I mean? Even in recruiting athletes, it's nothing. They're going to go to Deion Sanders, who's a father figure, a superhero. He's all of these things combined. And I'm still a little bit. I got a little tinge of salt with him leaving Jackson State, but it's all good. But hopefully, Sergio Brown, hey man, he wilding, just chilling in Mexico, was sipping a daiquiri or something, talking about his mama and they was lying and all this. Boy, I'm like, man, it's this a sad day. Moving right along. Also, yesterday they had a missing fighter jet. A missing fighter jet. I'm gonna see if I can bring this up. This was really interesting to me. See if I can. Hold on, give me 1 second here. This is where I. Boy, when I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna figure out how to do all this by myself. Hold on, let me bring this over. There we go. Let me see, missing fighter jet. Missing fighter jet. See, I like to show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all my little slide. Here we go. How the hell are we missing a whole damn fighter jet, bro? A whole fighter jet. Debris found. Okay, so they found the missing fighter jet. But I'm guessing what ended up happening, which is the scariest part about this, is that the pilot ejected out of this thing and the thing kept flying. Now that's scary because I mean that thing could have crashed anywhere, you know? That is some scary. Let me see. Yeah. Them website notifications. Boy, this thing, no, as y'all can see, I was looking at furniture, but debris was found. Lord have mercy. Can I get Why is this on my screen? Oh, there it is. Don't y'all oh my goodness, man. Boy, they want you to pay to look at shit. Everything you gotta look for. So this was the missing. I guess they found the wreckage, but yesterday this thing was just flying around. Nobody knew where it was. A $80 billion jet just flying around. And then they were asking people if you see the jet, give them a call. Like, what the fuck? Like, how do you lose a $80 billion jet? How does this happen? And how does this guy just eject out of this jet and it's just going? Jet just flying. Uh, this thing got missiles, all kind of shit on it, just flying around. Very, very interesting to me. Now, I went into my conspiracy theory bag because I was like, yo, they trying to run a game again. You know what I'm saying? This jet gonna end up somewhere and tear something up, and we'll be in trouble. Let me oh gosh, let me see. There we go. Let's try it again. Missing fighter jet. I guess the thing crashed somewhere, but that shit was in the air for a minute. Could you imagine? Your ass on a Delta flight on your way to see your parents or something, or you working, and then that shit could have easily crashed into a plane. That is very, very scary. Yeah, how the hell somebody supposed this was the original story. Head of the US Marine Corps. Oh my gosh, would y'all stop with this? Head of the US Marine Corps that ordered a two-way aviation stand of a cruise located a debris field linked to a stealth fighter jet that went missing in a mishap. How the hell is that a mishap? Base said the pilot was saving. There was a person that was working with the Marine Corps Air Station Buford to track down the stealth jet worth upwards of 80 million. Insane. They're gonna have to do a real study on that shit. How does a jet, how you lose a jet? And then they were like, they were really like trying to message people in the area saying if you see the jet, call us. What the fuck? What I'm supposed to do if a goddamn jet land in my backyard? If you see the jet, call us. It's not gonna just land. That shit's going to crash. It's going to burrow into the house, into the ground. We're talking an explosion. I'm just glad everybody was safe and then that they did find the jet in some debris field in South Carolina. But that is very, very scary. And that was way more than a damn mishap. I guess they would have had to send another jet up there to shoot it down. Look at that shit. This was the scary part. Marines continue to search for F-35 mishap. Boy, that's a whole, that shit got everything on. Would you stop this? Jesus Christ. I don't want to see this ad. Not interested. The move was made in the wake of that is insane. Anyway, very, very sad. Very stupid. I just don't know. I guess they must have fired Buddy. I mean, just to come out of the air, I had to eject. I don't know. The plane just started going crazy. I ejected and it kept flying. And I know they cussed him out. What the fuck is not a fucking kite? How do you lose a whole stealth fighter jet? It's just flying in the sky. Do you hear me? They need to do a movie about this shit, like it's Cocaine Bear or something like that, because this is very, very sad. I just don't know, guys. I just don't know. But we're gonna move right along. Look at boy, I swear. This is a struggle. But don't worry, we're gonna get better as we go. And there we go. Insane. All right, moving right along. So I checked out that new Diddy album. That new Diddy album, fire. I can't lie, man. I can't lie. I know he gave him peanuts back with those publishing deals, but this new album he got out, I guess it's named the Love album or something like that. With Brother Love hidden. I mean, it's a ode to the '90s. It's got a hella it got a hella '90s vibe to it. So I don't know if it would be interesting to see if kids like it. But I was driving to that shit in the car today. It was pretty dope. You know what I mean? It got some grooves on there. I guess he want to get people back to dancing or something like that. But a very, very good album. I have to give it to Diddy for that. But you ain't getting nothing for giving them artists them shit publishing deals. No, not that. Them shit publishing. I know them artists got them little publishing checks back. It just was like that. Like that's what you get. You know what I mean? Take that. Take that. Gave him all bullshit publishing deal. He done milked all that money. He milked that shit dry before he gave it back. You know good and damn well he would, if that thing would have sold for $1 billion, he would have pocketed that all day. But anyway, shout out to him for the Love album. You guys make sure you go check that out. Um, Something that interested me is that it is very, very difficult for music artists to be heard. I I was on Instagram and I saw Meg the Stallion. You know what I mean? She was twerking and doing her thing. And even though she is a big artist, most artists in whatever they do are having to do so much more just to be seen and heard. It's like attention is very, very hard to come by. We grew up in way simpler times when you had a 106 in Park and you had the radio. Remember the radio? That was a thing. If you young, listen to this. We used to have this thing called a radio. It was in every car, and it had an ashtray up under it, and you see some cigarettes in there, and people would listen to it, and a man would come on, hey, what's going on? This is Joe in the morning. We don't listen to that anymore. It's like attention is everywhere. So these artists are having to resort to everything. If you notice artists nowadays, Artists got podcasts, they got reality shows, they doing porn, they on OnlyFans, they doing everything just to get you to listen to one song. You got to know a person before you even give it a chance. It's so weird from an artistic level. Even me, I got to do all this shit so y'all to see me. Ain't no other way to see me. You know what I'm saying? I can't. People like, man, you on a new Comic View. Yeah, but who's watching? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's watching this shit? I gotta get y'all to know me first to bring you over there. And these are the times we're living in. So it's very, very hard for artists. And I would tell every artist just to hang in there. Now, when I made that quote on Meg the Stallion, I said that it's so sad that artists have to do these antics just to be heard. And a lot of people in the comments, you a hater, you a grandpa. They calling me all kind of shit. But I'm like, this was no diss to Meg the Stallion. I'm talking about this is some shit every artist has to do because this music is just I don't even know if it's sustainable anymore. It's just like you could literally blow up on TikTok overnight or some shit. You got like not Jason Aldean, but it's another guy. He just blew up. He did like a country song and went crazy, and he won't sign any deals. It's like there's no more A&R. It's no more way to really break an artist. It's just the internet is the judge of the artist. Like that. I guess they grow their base that way. But I would tell everybody to just keep their head up because it's rough out here. It's rough out here, man. It's getting to the point now. I was watching some other video and they just showing people just in the streets of New York just TikToking all day. Just hundreds of people standing on shit, walking around with the camera stand. Shit look like the gym now, because that's all the gym is now. The gym is a damn studio for people to film themselves. They ain't even working out. I'm talking about I was going to the gym. I need to get my ass back in there, but I was going heavy for a minute, and I just I kind of faded out a little bit. I do that every once in a while. I go in the gym, hit it, then I'll be like, fuck this shit. But I gotta get back in there. I mean, it did have me feeling good to my mind off some problems. But since I've been gone, they did have a bunch of break-ins in cars and shit in the parking lot at the LA Fitness that I go to. So I'm glad I wasn't out there for that. Cause when you get your windows busted out, it's so fucking annoying. Cause you gotta go to the window shop. Shit, it's too much. And then you got to drive around with that plastic bag over your shit for a minute. And it's just too much. It's too much. Moving right along. Irv Gotti said on the Drink Champs podcast that Dame Dash did not need, I mean, that JayZ did not need Dame Dash. And I want to just call Irv Gotti use a damn lie. Use a damn lie. There is no JayZ without Dame Dash. It doesn't exist. You know, there is no JayZ without Big and Dame, and they all had to do that. Every step to where you are now, everything before you got to that point was a necessary step. That step could not be skipped. And if you know the story of JayZ, they shopped him. No label wanted him, nobody wanted him. They thought he was too old, he rapped too fast, he did this, he did that. They turned him down until Dame had the guts and the courage to say, we'll just start our own label. And from that, which was a beautiful thing, we got Kanye. So no Dame, no Jay, no Kanye, no, and I mean, it just goes on and on. Then no Kanye, this fashion movement doesn't go the way it does. You probably wouldn't even have Virgil Abloh, Jerry Lorenzo. It just doesn't exist. He's definitely the nucleus. I fuck with Dame Dash. I like some of the things he said. I mean, he could be a little hot headed, a little bullish at times, but it took him to be that way to make it to where he made it today. Sometimes you have to damn near be so crazy in your beliefs. You got to be crazy out here. You know what I'm saying? You got to believe in yourself that much to where you power through. So, but yeah, Irv was wrong with that. Also, there's a big problem going on with retail store robberies, as you may know. Uh all over America, you got these CVS's, these Walgreens, the Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, Cajun, all these places which are dying. They're all sitting out. And recently, a CVS manager, unfortunately got deleted at his store. And I want to bring that. I'm bringing that article up because that touches close to home with me being a former uh, CVS pharmacist. Um, it's a very very interesting story, and I'm sure CVS is probably trying to bury this. Yeah, this is the article from the New York Post. If I see, okay, so let me read this article. Please, I wish there was a way I could just stop these commercials from popping up because this is annoying. All right. CVS store manager killed on the job by shoplifter as epidemic grows increasingly deadly. CVS store manager was killed on the job by a man suspected of shoplifting. Police say the latest example of a U.S. retail theft epidemic that is becoming increasingly deadly. Michael Jacobs, prayers out to Michael. 49, an operations manager at CVS Pharmacy in Mesa, Arizona, where he had worked for the past 20 years, was shot and killed by Jared Sevy. Sevy, 39, was reportedly inside the Arizona CVS location earlier that day, arguing with Jacobs about shoplifting. Here's my thing to all my brothers and sisters working these retail jobs, being a former retail worker myself. I hope you understand my sentiment. Let them people have that shit. It's not worth it. Let them take the shit. You want more? Here, here's a bag. Take all that shit. So he was arguing with them after the conflict. Sevy went home to get a gun. Sevy admitted to police that he shot Jacobs because he was tired of being bullied, and this was the last straw. So he had been coming in there stealing, and I guess his manager was getting on him. And then the guy said, "Fuck this, you about to die." And it's so sad. It's so sad because this man just wants to do his job. Um, and then too, the security at these CVS stores, they don't really have security, man. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. You in that big ass store, it's one girl up front. You might have a pharmacist in the back because they're not gonna give them any tech help. And I mean, it's sad. It's an easy rob job. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers, especially, and then in California, you could walk in there and just take the shit out of there. I mean, the police not coming. And then there's another incident at April. In April, 26-year-old Home Depot employee was fatally shot after confronting a woman attempting to steal from the home improvement Rita Pleasanton store located in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I hate to do a drop, but I will be at Pleasanton at Tommy T's October 13th to the 15th. Just days earlier, pregnant shoplifter at a Walgreens in Nashville was shot. That is crazy. So I'm going to say this to the retailers too. If you are in an area where these employees can be armed, you might, man, shit, man, fuck that. Carry your heat to work. If you work at retail, keep that pistol on you. Keep that pistol or some pepper gel on you because you might have to get with a motherfucker. Like, it don't make sense to die. People are just trying to make it. understandably in these retail establishments, you're trying to keep a roof over your head, trying to survive for your family, and you just dealing with the general public all day, and your life shouldn't be taken. Uh, and I guess most of these stores they just want these people to give the stuff up to where they were terminating people if they mess with them. And let me see. Stories of seemingly consequence-free shoplifting are everywhere. There's an epidemic of drugstore thefts in New York, and a landmark grocery store in Baltimore shuts its doors after 25 years. Yeah, and that's what's gonna happen too. These people, they coming in there stealing that shit in their own neighborhoods and shit, and it's gonna fucking close. It's gonna close. So I mean, what's gonna happen? The business can continuously bleed. And this happened in Chicago. This shit had happened in my city in Chicago, where Walmart ended up closing down because I guess the thefts were so high. Experts have blamed the surge on lax policies, including the passage of Proposition 47 in California, which reduced theft from a potential felony to a misdemeanor, as well as calls to defund the police in 2020 following the murder of George Floyd, which resulted in the mass exodus of cops nationwide. This is what we dealing with. This lawlessness shit is getting real. In New York City, dubbed a shoplifter's paradise by some fed-up local politicians, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg has faced blowback over his not requesting bail for some repeat shoplifting suspect. Bragg has also refused to bust thieves unless they pilfer items exceeding $1,000 in value, which is when theft becomes a felony. A furor erupted in July. CVS worker Scotty Eno, 46, fatally knifed, Charles Brito after the 50-year-old serial thief punched him. So here this man is another CVS worker. He stabbed somebody. Can Alvin Bragg maybe help with that? Fume City Council Minority Leader Joe Borelli. He just chooses not to prosecute, and we end up with the vigilante justice. With no nationwide policy on how to deal with shoplifting, many employers have encouraged staffers to do nothing at all in an effort to keep them out of harm's way. Lululemon became notorious. So basically, right now, people can walk into these stores, take all that shit out of there, and then just go flip it on Amazon. That's literally what can happen now. Very, very unfortunate for these people. Mm-mm. New York implemented an initiative dubbed the Merchants Bit. This is crazy. It's crazy. We are in big trouble, man. I don't know what's happening to this country, but this shit is falling apart. You know what I'm saying? The people ain't even you just go take that shit. I was in CVS the other day. You telling me I should have just walked out of there? Is that what we saying? Boy, this thing is running these commercials like crazy. I gotta figure out how to get that off of there. But yeah, this is rather unfortunate. Um, Prayers go out to that manager. Well, I just want to get in here and talk some shit. I'm trying to figure it out with all this that I got going on. And my gosh, this thing shows a lot of. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out, good people. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We do this every day, trying to get these out to you at 7 p.m. on time. And like I said again, too, check me out live. I'll be at the Atlanta Comedy Theater, September 29th, 30th. Let me hit my thing. I love that. September 29th, 30th, Atlanta Comedy Theater. Pull up on, get those tickets at LaVarWalker.com. And we're going to have a good, great time. It's going to be terrific. Going to be one of the best shows ever. And then I could really get loose and talk because even on here, doing these podcasts, and I got to put these on these platforms, I can't even really be loose. I have to be very much so, a little guarded. I have to watch what I say and shit because these motherfuckers will just cut your shit off. They'll take your page and all that. So I have to be very, very careful. So I'm wrapping this up. I gotta go jump on stage somewhere to work on some bits. That's what they used to call me on the 85 South show when I would go over there a little bit. But I got to go work on some bits and get ready, get prepared for the show on the 29th to the 30th. So we got 4 shows, 2 shows Friday, 2 Saturday. Pull up on your boy. Let's get it. And unfortunately, we have to say bye bye. I love you all. And thank you again for tuning in to another episode of the LaVar Walker Daily Show podcast.